High five.
High five.
High five. High five. High five. High five.
You're really good at this.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening.
Welcome back to the What Podcast. I'm Barry. That's Lord Taco. It must be vacation time or something, right? Everybody's trying to catch up.
Everybody's gone, yeah.
Yeah, I know you were out last week, and Brad is out this week, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to. I switched jobs, and I'm glad of it, but vacation is probably not in the offing. But glad to be back, and we want to do another high five clip for everybody. We're trying to be consistent. We're so thankful for everybody who's jumped on and subscribed and been listening, and it means the world to us. It really does.
It does. And, you know, like we've always said, we've done this. We didn't expect this to last this long, but here we are. We've got, 5 or 6 years of content to go back and listen to. So if we can pull out 1 or 2 clips here and there, especially if you're new and you've only listened to us this year, that we've got quite a lot to go back and check out. So this is one of those moments.
Yeah, that's a great point, and that's part of why we're doing it. And the other part, and I've said this before, I think I said it last time, is I just keep thinking about what a great community and how meaningful this festival is to so many people. What we started in 2018, there wasn't a podcast. There wasn't anything dedicated to it. Now I can think of at least 5, right, that have some sort of relationship. Real Rubus, the Ruham guys, of course. Pondo, I think he's still doing his music-related one. He's such a big part of Bonnaroo. If you know who Pondo is, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And Bonnaroo.
Yep, out of Nashville. And if you listen to all of them, which I assume you probably do, if you care, you'll notice the thread of the Bonnaroo credo and the community, right? I mean, we all share the same. Everybody says the same thing. You know, it's about community. It's about caring for each other. It's about radiating positivity. It's about, trying to do the right thing. And then somewhere in there it's about the music, right?
Exactly. It's community first seems to be the common theme, and it doesn't matter if it's June and we're on the farm, or if it's September or July or whatever month. It's year round for all of us, and I know a lot of other listeners too think about and talk about Bonnaroo year round. So yeah, you'll see on some of the online sites, whether it's Discord or Reddit or whatever, people say, "Yeah, everybody at work is tired of me talking about it." Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you seen that? Because it's true. It's what we do every week.
Yeah, I know. I've got friends and family that are tired of me talking about it. So
eyes are starting to roll back in people's heads.
Right. So that's part of what the podcast is all about, is just having a place to go and talk about it and relive it.
And that's right. And this clip this week, the high five clip, we started to do because of the off weeks. It's kind of hard to talk about it on a podcast for 52 weeks. It takes a little bit of work and effort. We can probably do it, but at some point we're going to be repeating ourselves a lot. And we realized we had all this content that not everybody has listened to. So we want to kind of tease a little bit and hope you'll maybe go back and listen to full episodes or past episodes, because a lot of them are, we think, fairly evergreen. They're usually, if it's a band or somebody we're talking to, it's because they're getting ready to play Bonnaroo or maybe another festival. But the interviews are not necessarily, you don't have to have been going that year or gone that year. A lot of the band interviews are just about who they are and how they work and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and I mean, part of the reason we want to highlight these clips is because we talk about them. We'll talk, just in conversation, we'll say, remember that time we talked to whoever, and that, because they, it's just such a bunch of neat moments that we keep wanting to relive.
And this week, we chose for a reason. We chose because I think you and I talked about after when we reviewed 2023 a theme that we sort of noticed was a lot more people who were doing the festival sober.
Mm-hmm.
Some people in our camp, several people in our camp, for example, but we also ran into people, all over the place. And even one of our campmates noticed that it seemed to be one of the calmer, more sober festivals, all over the place. And to not to say there wasn't, a lot of the other stuff going on, or that one's good or bad or whatever. Just kind of a theme. And for those people who are, who have struggled with it and have made the decision to be sober, congratulations and good for you. And it's tough. Stay with it.
It is. Yeah, I mean, we saw that firsthand just from the people in our camp doing it. So, and
Absolutely.
it's definitely a growing trend and a big thing for a lot of people.
Right. And so this particular clip was from 2022 with Tyrone from Rufus dusol. Great interview, great band, great Bonnaroo band. And but Tyrone, if you remember, Russ told us how the band almost called it quits, and then sort of decided to give up the whiskey and go sober. And as he said, I think give up the whiskey for ginger. And
Yeah,
so this clip is a again sort of part of that, carrying on that same idea of this year's Bonnaroo, but also it's a great insight to a band and how they work and the many things that they have to go through. And we hope you'll listen to the clip and then go back and check out the whole interview and check out everything else that we've done.
yeah. Go back and listen to the interview because it's a good one that we did. And yeah, honestly, everything not to sound biased, I think every episode is worth going back and listening to. So we hope you do.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. This is a high five clip from Tyrone from Rufus dusol.
I don't know, it was also just like pushing each of us as friends further apart. And so it's just been like a nice reset that wasn't easy. It wasn't like the last 3 years haven't been easy. It's been difficult. And I feel like we're reaping the rewards just in terms of our friendship and the music making and me just being a dad too. Like I didn't know, I wouldn't have known what I was missing out on. I would have been on the road being like, yeah, I'm a great dad. And, I wouldn't have known any different. And realistically, I wouldn't have been in my son's life nearly as much. And it's been a big gift that I get to wake up next to him and, like hang out and then go make music with my friends.
Well, you said that it switched and changed a little bit of your priorities. Those shows did get really massive, and you guys did that on purpose, and it gained you so much traction in the community. You got such a massive amount of fans throughout the last couple of years, and now it's a switch of I guess a little refocus of the priorities. What does the next 2 years look like for you guys?
I mean, it looks quite similar, really. Like we're back in the studio now. We got back in there to make more music a few weeks ago, and that's our plan. Like to continue making music. It's what we love to do.
Yeah, but
Hopefully we'll be touring a bunch this
but,
year, but
but you
touring
said
looks
there
a bit
was
different.
you said there was a part of it where it was almost like tearing you guys apart. You don't want to get back there. So what do you do to sort of protect yourself from that kind of experience again?
Sure. I guess it's the amount of touring. We'd go on the road for 3 months at a time and then come home. Now it would look like touring for 4 weeks and then coming back for a week, and then touring for 4 weeks and coming back for a week. And maybe it's portioned out a little more, like spaced out. So you might do like 5 tours in a year, like across the country, like across the globe. And there's just more space between where we can kind of reset our clock, reconnect, get in the studio. Because it's also like, when we're on the road at 3 months at a time, there's no new music being written. Like, so that the muscle, I see it as a muscle being in the studio where you're being creative. The longer that you're in the studio, the better you get, the sharper your tools get. And maybe you fall on the easy quick fixes or quick ideas, but for the most part, you're really like trained like someone in sports that's really sharp at their skill in the studio. And it just feels nicer and healthier for us to be able to not leave either the live arena for too long or the writing arena for too long, just because even not like having a year and a half off touring, coming back and playing our first show at Red Rocks like this year, was it this year or last year? It was like quite daunting, really. It was exciting, but we're like, are we going to know what we do? Like, do we know how to do this thing? And it's like riding a bike. You don't forget.
All right, so there you go. Like we said, I'm with you. Every time I hear and go back and listen to some of these old ones, I think that's my favorite one. And I don't mean to, I don't mean that dishonestly. It's the truth. I just remember so much of it.
Yeah, and we've only got about 100 favorites from past episodes. So.
Yeah, that's my number one favorite one.
That's my favorite. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
So I really do hope you'll go back. You can listen. Obviously, if you found this, you have your favorite place to listen. But thanks to the Consequence Network, we're part of their podcast. You can listen to it there. You can watch it on YouTube, all your favorite platforms. And please do like and subscribe. It means a lot to us. It doesn't cost you anything. And kind of hope you'll share it with maybe share it with some of those people at work who look at you and say, man, I wish you'd stop talking about it. Send them one of these, and maybe they'll understand that it's not just you.
Yeah. Let them know you're not crazy, because we also talk about it year round.
Well, you might be crazy, but you're not alone.
Well, okay, that's a good point, yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys, for listening, and have a great day, and just radiate positivity, man. I mean, it sounds so simple, and it is. Just do it.
It is, and it's something you can do year round.
Absolutely. All right, have a great day.
Consequence Podcast Network.